owning your own business is one thing, but being a woman-owned business in Southern California can be a whole other ballgame. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty with my girlfriend, Lynette. Sometimes life just sucks, and sometimes it freaking rocks. We will discuss all the things from family and real estate to travel and just life in general. So take a seat, or don't, you do you, and welcome to the Lumbattis Podcast. Hi, Miss Lynette.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hi, Lolo.
I love you so much. I'm so glad you are here today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. My biggest concern that I'm not really concerned about is us getting on tangents. So I want our listeners to know that the full intention is to talk about being a woman-owned business.
100%.
Okay, but
100%.
can I start with your jacked up ankle? What did you do? Okay, first of all, I have to tell everybody this story. So where we film, we are in is this a high rise? I feel like that sounds too bougie for Corona.
It's a business building.
It's a business building. We're in a business building. There's 6 floors. We're up pretty high. We're on the 4th floor. So I told Lynette when she got here, I'm like, oh yeah, we're on the 4th floor. Like, just come up to the 4th floor. Well, this girl that looked like Lynette gets out of the elevator, makes a hard left, and was very confident on where she was going. And I'm like, oh shit, that looked just like her. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm sitting there eating my chips, waiting for her to get there. And then this same girl comes waltzing through the other side. And I'm like,
hobbling.
Is that her? Yeah, hobbling. And I'm like, is that her? Because she told me, I'll hobble up to you. And I'd seen on her Instagram that she got a little tore up this weekend. Yeah. So I was like, she's walking too fast to be Lynette. And my 40-year-old eyes, bless them, but they aren't what they used to be. So I'm like, that has to be her. So I'm like running over, and she's like wandering up and down, like looking, and I'm like, Lynette. She's like, what? I'm like, why do you look so confident? You have no idea where the hell you're going.
I'm a fast hobbler. What can I say?
You really are. Okay, so what happened this weekend?
Before I go off on this weekend, can I just say, like, yes. I was looking back on our date nights this weekend because we have to plan our next one.
We do.
We have some pretty epic date nights.
We do.
We met from soccer.
We did.
And
so our boys both played soccer. Connor was a goalie.
Right. And Cameron was a forward.
Yes. And they were buds. And
it was just
our eyes met, and it was like, oh, we're going to be friends.
100%.
Saw this going down.
So that was a long time ago.
Yep.
But since then, we've had some pretty epic date nights with our husbands. And I wanted to say, like, I was looking back at some pictures over the weekend, and all of our photos are from us right before we get into the car after our date nights. Not a single photo is at the dinner table because we put our phones away. We spend that quality time. I love that for us. I think there's only one photo of us at the dinner table.
I was literally going to say this.
That's when we pretended it was your birthday.
No, we did not pretend anything. First of all, let's start there. And you told everybody it was my birthday.
We wanted the free dessert.
We did.
It was really good dessert. But
that was a great
the
restaurant.
only picture is you blowing out the candle.
And it's actually a really cute picture too. It's really cute the way the light.
It's your half birthday, sure.
Was it?
No.
It was cold though. I remember it was cold, but I can't.
We were down in Laguna.
That was, we were. That's my favorite place for date night though. So we tend to go there quite often, but that is funny.
So if you ever want a good quality date night.
Oh, I love you. Thank you.
Sweetie Pie and Lolo.
That means a lot to me because I am on my phone a lot. I actually, you know what I do? I don't keep the phones on the table because I watch this professor give this whole like lecture about how when somebody's talking to you and their phone's in their hand, you inadvertently think, like in your subliminal mind, they're not really paying attention to me.
Right.
So what I do, I don't want to miss a phone call from my kids or my parents. That's like the one thing. And I say this because there's going to come a time where my parents one day just won't call me because they no longer can. And then my kids, if anything's ever wrong with them or anything, I want to make sure. Did I tell you Connor got in a car accident?
Shut up.
Okay, I'll tell that story in a second. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy. This is what I mean by what our intentions of what we're going to talk about versus what we actually talk about.
Okay, but like, Carson, he can call me anytime. Love that kid.
Is Carson your favorite?
Carson's my kid.
It's so funny. Everybody has their own favorite. Like there's quite a few people whose favorites Jared, Jacob, and then Connor and Carson, they have their own thing. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Carson and I could hang out for a solid week and not get sick of each other.
He's 14 going on probably 34 sometimes.
100%.
He's a lot of fun.
100%.
But anyways.
Okay, so this weekend,
what the hell happened?
Okay, so I love...
Oh, wait, really quick. I wanted to finish really fast. I just wanted to say, sorry, Billy. Billy's going back and forth like, what the hell? With the camera, sorry. I just wanted to say I do try my best to put my phone away. So thank you. I put it under my leg so in case it vibrates, I can see if it's my mom or my kids. And if it's not, I ignore it. So thank you for saying that because I am a work in progress. So I am trying.
No, but I love that. It was like our pictures are always, let's take a quick picture before we get in our cars.
We forgot.
And we head home because we just put them away at the dinner table. And I love that. And now my watch is going off.
That's why I don't wear a watch. Carson's like, you don't like your Apple Watch? I'm like, nope. Nope, I don't. If I need to be gotten a hold of, I have my phone and we're good.
It's easier for me with baking though, so I don't have to like pick up. I can just look at my watch when I'm doing cookies and stuff. So
Makes perfect sense to me.
It's easier.
For those who don't know Lynette, she is an amazing cookie decorator. She was actually on the Food Network, y'all. Yeah. So yes, she was. Yeah. And she was amazing. You should have won, but that's neither here nor there. And I loved your contestants though. They were so cute.
They were great. They were great. That. Great bunch.
Okay, so your foot, what the hell happened?
Okay, so I love me a good hike, right? You're not a hiker.
I was going to say right, but I'm like, no, not right.
I will never invite you on a hike. It's okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome. But like the woodsier, the better. So whenever we're up in June Lake or Mammoth, that is my vibe. Okay.
Aren't you afraid of ticks?
No, girl, I don't go into brush. I go on paths.
I feel like they can jump.
No, they're like, they hang out in bushes. So it's like.
They don't like fall from trees on your head?
No, girl, I've never had that happen.
Genuinely asking, my sister had a tick on her head once.
Oh, well, that's
like,
terrifying.
Where the hell was she that she had a tick on her head? I know, she was little.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Okay.
Maybe she like rolled around in grass somewhere.
Could have been. Yeah. But anyways.
Okay, so
where were you?
So I was in San Dimas, and it's a 6-mile hike. So it's 3 miles in, 3 miles back out. So it's out and back. And it starts on the San Dimas. You can end up in Covina. And so when I saw it on the maps, I had never done this trail before, but I saw that like you go down into like a woodsy area. So it's a wilderness park. So it's all shaded. No, covered next to a creek the whole time. So you have to go over streams. So you've got to cross over the rocks a couple of times, and it's very slippery. Yeah, so I've never had an issue wearing my running shoes because they have good traction. Didn't think like anything of it. Girl, I'm a half mile into this hike. Only a half mile. Oh. And I miss a rock completely, and my left ankle just snapped.
Oh. Did you break it?
I heard, no, well, I could put weight on it, so I don't think so.
So you didn't go to the doctor?
No, I'm not wasting my life at Kaiser.
Oh, shit.
No, girl.
Okay.
So I heard the snap, and because I couldn't put it like as I'm going down my right knee, so my left ankle snaps, my right knee hits the ground. So I laid there going, oh my God.
In the creek. In the creek?
No. Oh. No. This was like right after it.
This is why I don't hike, everybody. This is exactly why I don't hike. I'm so glad that you were only half a mile into it. Could you imagine if you were like at the very end and had to hike out?
Well,
keep going. Oh, shit.
So I'm laying there and I'm like, okay, did I break it? Did I just jack up my right knee that I've already had surgery on? Did I just kill my left ankle that I've already had foot surgery on? So I'm laying there and I start to rotate it and I'm all, oh, okay. Maybe I just twisted it. Maybe the pop was imaginary. So I could get up, I could put weight on it, and I start walking on it just fine. I'm all, okay, this is good.
So wait, this happened and you continued on the hike?
I continued on for almost 3 miles.
Okay.
So I look down, it starts to bug me a little bit because I am crossing streams. There's like 6 different streams that I'm crossing, and each wobbly rock, everything else it feels very unstable.
Were you drunk?
No, girl.
Well, I don't know if you brunched before or not, but I'm like, dude. No,
and I was by myself. I love my solo hikes. I don't know.
This is how all Dateline like murder mysteries start out.
Right? I'm a true crime obsessed person, so
you know this.
I know this, but I don't know. Alone time hikes, like I'm an introverted extrovert. I need that time to recharge away from people.
Fair enough.
So it's like, I don't know, that's my time with Jesus. That's my time in the sunshine with nature. Okay. So anyways, so I continue on. And by like mile 3, it's really starting to bug me and it's starting to swell. So I call my husband and I'm like, I'm not going to be able to make the 3 mile back out. Can you meet me on the Covina side? Because in my head, if it's an out and back, and originally the directions wanted to take me to Covina side, I thought that there was a trailhead. So I sent him, I was like, just put in Covina side of this trail, come pick me up. So I get to the end of the trail. It's a wall and water.
Shut up.
There is no trailhead on the Covina side. So
But why did it want you to start there then? That's kind of weird.
I don't know. I don't know. There may have been like a separate area that didn't have a parking lot, but I was not there.
Okay.
I was nowhere near there. And I pulled it up and I was 1.5 miles from there. So I'm like, there's no way I'm going to make it any further. So I'm like standing at the bottom of a ravine in the woods.
By yourself.
By myself. And I'm looking around.
With a serial killer that hiding in the bushes with ticks on him.
100%. And I look up this hill and there's a couple of houses. And I'm like, maybe if I just climb this hill. So I climb this hill. And here I am in somebody's backyard going, is anyone home to help me?
You're lying right now. These people.
No, and I kid you not, after 5 minutes, I'm like, help! Can anyone help me? I see this head. Just the head, because I'm sure she's like, this white girl in the woods is the beginning of a horror movie, right?
She watches Dateline too.
Right? 100%. She's like, are you okay? And I'm all, I fell. I can't walk anymore. Can I just get to the street? Can I just go through your backyard and get to the street so I can ping my location for my husband? She goes, let me get you some ice too. Bless her heart. She let me through her backyard, and then there I sat on the wall of her front yard and waited for Mikey to come get me.
And homegirl sat with her head out watching like, where's this chick going? What is she doing?
Yeah, like I'm going to bring people back to rob her house. So you know me, I'm going to have to go back and conquer that trail. I'm going to have to go back and do it again.
Okay.
Because I couldn't finish it. And I have to finish a trail.
Can you wait a couple months?
I'm going to wait.
Okay, good.
But I feel like I need to bring this lady some cookies.
I think that is so cute. I think that I was just going to say, you should totally give her some cookies and say thank you.
I need to do like a girl in the woods cookies because, oh my God.
You should do a big fat ankle.
Mortified.
That is hilarious. So I have to.
It is. It's big and fat and purple and blue right now.
Oh, arnica. You need arnica. Have you heard of arnica?
That's what somebody else told me last night.
It's the best stuff ever in the world.
Someone at the soccer game last night told me that.
I used to carry it in my purse at the soccer games.
Well, where is it now?
Not in my purse because I don't go to soccer games anymore. Okay, I have to tell you. So my girlfriend Regina posted on her stories the other day on Instagram, and she's like, anybody want to go on a 12-mile hike with me tomorrow? I messaged her. I'm like, no, bitch. Nobody wants to go on. Nobody wants to go on a 12. Well, I probably will, and you guys would love each other. But I said, no, bitch. Nobody wants to go on this hike with you. I said, don't worry. It's not you. It's the hike. And then I said, you want to go drink a 12-ounce margarita? I'm in for that. She's like, oh my God, you're a lunatic.
You should be like, you spelled brunch wrong.
You spelled brunch wrong. I want to go on a 12-hour brunch with you. Yes.
Tell her I want to do the sunrise hike up in Big Bear.
Okay.
I think it's called Castle Rock.
I'm going to forget that, but I will put you in contact with her so you guys
can do that one.
I don't hike, but I do ride my electric bike.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I have a Peloton.
I do too.
I'm just pissed because I've been running every morning. I started running like the last month and a half.
Yeah.
I've added like an hour to 2 hours or a mile to 2 miles.
I was like, this is getting very long.
Mile to 2 miles every morning after my workouts. And so now this is going to set me back.
So wait, you work out and then you go run miles with an S?
Yeah, so I can eat tacos.
I just eat the tacos.
I don't work out to have a good body. I just work out to eat tacos.
That's fair. I feel like that's very accurate and very indicative of my lifestyle as well. Yeah. But I just forget the working out part.
Feed me tacos and tell me I'm pretty.
There's a sign at a Mexican restaurant in Texas that says that.
Really?
Feed me tacos. And I have that picture.
Oh, then let's make it.
Okay. I think that's fun. Okay. It's really, really cute. Yeah. And it's a great Mexican restaurant. So now that we got that off the table, can we talk cookies?
Yeah, let's talk cookies.
First of all, I want to know how you got started in the cookie business. What made you decide that this was something that you were going to do?
Okay, so a long time ago, I actually got into cakes and cupcakes.
Oh.
Because being in the kitchen became therapeutic to me. I was working outside the house. I was a full-time assistant to the male version of Devil Wears Prada. He was awful.
I bet that's amazing stories.
Yeah, I definitely had my throw the BlackBerry into the fountain kind of moment.
Okay.
Sent his family off to Italy on their private jet, and it was. Yeah.
Is this company still around? You don't have to say it.
It is. It is. Okay. It is. And he goes through several assistants each year because it's not a conducive work environment. So
I was really hoping you could try and work that out so that we could get on that private jet and go somewhere too.
Right. Yeah. Let's find.
Do we know who he is? Do we know him? Oh, yeah. Is it like a Disney executive or something like that?
He made his money in real estate, so maybe. Him and his son.
Oh.
Okay, well, you better, if I tell you the name, you can't have it in the episode.
Okay, then don't say it. Don't say it, because this is too good.
Okay.
You can tell me afterwards.
I'll tell you afterwards.
I'm going to Google though. Yeah, Billy, we all want to know.
Yeah,
okay.
For sure. But I ended up in the hospital with symptoms of a heart attack at 27 years old.
Oh, shit.
Due to stress. So the doctor, basically, I had the 2 boys at the time. I picked them up from daycare. I had to go into the hospital because my arm was numb, my back was spasming, I couldn't breathe. And the doctor walks in, he goes, I don't mean to be frank. He's like, but what the hell are you doing to yourself? And he's like, you're 27 years old. Here you are with your 2 little boys. Like, you need to make a lifestyle change. So the company found out why I was in the hospital, and they conveniently dissolved my position, so I couldn't come after them for anything. So I was like, fine, then I'm going to collect unemployment on you bitches. So stayed home with the kids for a while, and being in the kitchen became my therapy. Like I was on, anxiety medication and antidepressants. And I was able, me, I don't like any of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's not for me. If you need, you do you. If you need medication, you do you, boo.
And I think if you do need medication, you should get the medication that you need, because here's the thing. It is made to help people.
Exactly.
But if you can make a lifestyle change that would allow you, and sometimes people can't, but if you can make a lifestyle change that would allow you to no longer be on those, that's amazing. But I was going through this with you when this was happening.
Right. So it's like I will always try to find a more natural alternative. So being in the kitchen, like having the therapy of baking and doing the detail work and on the cakes and the cupcakes, and I wasn't really experimenting with cookies at that point because they're a beast. They're a whole different realm. But so are cakes. Cakes are monsters. So I loved it, and I loved bringing joy to others. So bringing joy to others brought joy to me, and I was able to completely get off medication, and then slowly started getting back into the workforce. So fast forward a bajillion years, I started working full-time from home. And
doing what?
I do project management and accounting for a software company.
Okay. I knew that. I just know people who are listening didn't.
And I still do that. So on top of everything else. And so Mikey and I went on a date night one night, and I told him, I was like, I'm missing that creative outlet of being in the kitchen and working on, baked goods. I said, but I kind of want to just focus on cookies and get away from cakes and cupcakes, because a lot of people do the cakes ahead of time and then freeze them.
Yes.
And then they work on them. Like for me, if I'm not giving you a cake that I baked yesterday, it's not fresh.
Oh, I see.
Cookies, it's like you can bake them one day, and as long as they stay covered, and then once you decorate and package them, those things will survive a nuclear bomb.
Right.
So they're good for a long time. So I'm like, okay, I can at least space them out over the week. And now that my kids are getting older, they don't need me as much, except for being, mama taxi.
Right.
So, definitely dove into cookies, and I made them for Cameron's class for his Valentine's Day party almost 5 years ago. And then I started having people ask me, can you, put them out for maybe St. Patrick's Day. So I held a St. Patrick's Day sale, and it just blew up from there.
So awesome.
I was not expecting it. I've taken a long time to perfect the recipe. I'm kind of biased, but I love my sugar cookie.
Your sugar cookie. Okay. So when I'm not, it's so delicious. I am not a cookie person.
That's what a lot of people say.
I would give me
like
ice cream.
Person or anything.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm a sweet person. Don't get me wrong. And it's funny. People are like, sweet or salty? And I'm like, yes.
Yes.
Why does there have to be an option?
Salted caramel.
Yeah, but I have to pick one or the other.
Right.
So it's funny because your cookies are so your thank you cookie that you give with every order.
The car cookie.
It's the car cookie. You eat it in the car on the way home. That's exactly what it is. Like my dad ate the car cookie on the way home.
Of
and
course
he's like,
he did.
He's like, Lynette said I could share. I guess you gave him a couple extra ones. He's like, Lynette said I could share these, but I don't want to. I'm like, okay, then don't share your cookies. But they are so good. So that is your own recipe that you do?
Yes. So I found like a no spread sugar cookie recipe, and then I tweaked it over the years to make it my own. And I have not shared it to this date. Like the only person that knows that recipe is my husband.
Okay.
So because sometimes during the holidays I need his help.
Yes.
So it gets very, very busy. But I do share my icing recipe. That's the only thing I do share.
Well, and that's good too. I love the little crunch on it and everything. It's so good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you started with cookies, and I remember because I ordered them from you.
Yeah, you did.
So my sister was pregnant with Taylor 5 years ago. Well, she's 5 now, so what, 5.5 years ago.
It's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
A little Taylor and Co.
We did Taylor and Co. I did like a whole Tiffany themed
I look back
baby
at those
shower.
cookies now, and I'm like, oh my God, I was so amateur.
They were so good. I love them. You did exactly what I wanted.
Just how far I've come since then, just the techniques and everything. It's like night and day.
Girl, I think about what kind of real estate agent I was 17 years ago and how I am now. I'm like, oh my gosh, I would never let certain things happen, or, just for my own sanity.
Yeah.
So no, I totally get it.
Yeah.
So how did this whole thing come about with the Food Network? So I have to know. And if you have to give us like a time travel from cookies blowing up to Food Network, I'm here for it. Like, we've got time.
Oh gosh, no. So it was, I've seen a lot of fellow, making friends in the cookie community once you put yourself out there. I wasn't expecting Instagram to blow up the way it did.
Sure.
And so meeting a lot of people in this area. We actually have a SoCal Cookiers group.
Oh.
So we all get together and we meet up because it's like you would think that there would be a lot of competition for cookie business, but there's enough cookie love to go around. So
Okay.
it's like if I'm busy, now I have like 10 people in the area that I can shoot somebody out to and be like, no, go talk to this person. They'll be able to take care of you, but please keep me in mind for future events. I have no problem doing that because
That's
everybody is just so great and so amazing. So meeting these people and going to CookieCon and making those connections within this community has been amazing. And then being able to see all these people, like some of them have been on the Food Network, whether they've been on Christmas Cookie Challenge or Halloween Cookie Challenge or the Holiday Wars. It's been great to cheer those people on.
Sure.
And I never had the guts to apply for the show myself.
Okay.
And that was never going to be something that I was going to do.
Ever. Okay.
I would always see them post about it, but it was, I don't know. I've been on a game show. I've been on Wheel of Fortune in the past.
Yes.
So it's like I'm not shy from being on camera, or
No.
I'm not naive to the TV process. But their casting people reached out to me on Instagram.
See, that's like me. That's why I haven't reached out to any of the real estate stuff because I'm not as cute as I probably should be. I'm a little more pudgy than them girls. It's okay. What? It's okay. It's fine. I'm comfortable in that. That is okay. But
oh my gosh,
I also feel like I don't.
With it. Are you the Food Network posted our photo of our group of our cast, and immediately someone commented about our weight.
Shut up.
Oh, 100%.
It was probably a guy that lives in his mom's basement.
No, it was some grandma with kids, and so people went off on her.
Good.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. And I'm just going to say this. If you are buying baked goods from somebody who weighs 100 pounds wet, I'm kind of concerned about your
Not
recipe.
tasting their own product.
Really? This is why you hike 6 miles. So you can be your biggest client, your best client. That is crazy. No, yeah. I don't think I have enough drama in my life. I really think that that's truly it. Because I just cut that shit off at the knees.
Well, trust me, after doing the show, like those producers will pull it out of you.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay, go.
Okay,
I want to know the details.
Okay,
go.
So they reached out to me, and I emailed the girl back, and I was like, I don't know if this is for me. She's like, we're actually casting for Halloween and Christmas right now. She's like, but we have a really need for a need for Halloween. And I was like,
and what month was this?
February, March.
Okay.
February.
Oh, Jesus.
It was back in February.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, you know what? Sure. Let's have a call. So I met with the first girl, had the call with her, and she's like, I love you. I want you to go forward to like our top casting person. And I was like, okay, that's great. Like, fine, sure.
See what
I'm just going to go with the roller coaster, right? So have the meeting with the top casting person, and she goes, okay, so we're going to be filtering through everybody. You'll receive a call or an email if you make it through to the producers.
And if you don't receive anything, then just Godspeed.
No, they would send you an email to say, like, you haven't been selected, like, good luck next time.
Okay.
So I found out I made it to the first round with the producers. And at this point, I hadn't made any 3D structures of cookies. Like, everything that I do is flat.
Yes.
And so they're like, we need to know that you can make something that's 3D, because a lot of these competition shows, you're making a structure.
Oh, shit.
So I made this big trick-or-treat bag that I think you saw at my watch party.
Yes.
That's like half bootyful. It was a little cute ghost with a bow, and then the other side was a scary clown, because I can't stand clowns. So I was like, if I do something that scares me, maybe it'll make it look scary.
Right.
So I showed them that, made it through the first round of producers, and they said, okay, so we love you. We want you to do the first challenge. And I was like, oh, okay. And then we'll have another meeting with you. Oh, okay, great. So they gave me, it was like an honor system of, I had to do a 90-minute challenge of a food item turned scary.
Okay.
And then I had to do a 2.5-hour challenge of a haunted maze.
Oh my gosh.
And like it had to have rooms.
But they hadn't even casted you yet.
No.
So you're putting in this time, effort, materials.
In the middle of custom orders, holiday orders, and getting ready to go to Italy.
Oh shit, that's right.
Italy.
I was because I was sitting with Carson.
Yes.
We were having an X-ray done on him the day that you called me. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And I'm like, I was in the freaking room and I'm like, I'm so excited for you. You're like, wait, well, don't be excited yet. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, and I had to be quiet. It was very difficult, but I do remember that. Okay. That's right.
Yes.
Okay.
So I finished these challenges, had my meeting with them. I actually ended up making ramen as the scary food.
I remember that. I remember seeing that. But it had
ramen.
What did it have in it?
So I did the first one was just regular ramen.
Yeah.
Because I had just tried ramen with you guys for the first time.
I can't.
So and I love hard boiled eggs and I love scrambled eggs, but the soft boiled egg.
To me too. Yeah. We just pulled that out.
So I thought, like, what would be scarier than having that soft boiled egg in the ramen be actually a spider sack?
Yes.
So I did spiders like coming out of the
Spiders, that's right.
And the producer's face, one of the executive producers, when she saw it, I was like, did I just ruin ramen for you?
And what did she say?
She goes, yeah, Lynette. And I'm all, mission accomplished.
Oh, good. That's perfect. That is perfect.
Then I did my job.
I love it.
So they were great. And then it was like radio silence. Like there's,
oh, shit.
They have a person on the production that was like keeping in touch with me. Okay, so they're going through all these, last minute interviews and stuff like that. We'll let you know. So I spent the entire 2 weeks in Italy, like with my phone by my side because of the 9-hour time difference too.
Right.
Not knowing if they're going to be calling me in the middle of the night or if it's just going to be an email like, oh, hey, sorry, better luck next time. So the day before we leave Italy, I reach out to the production guy that had been talking with me.
And what time of year is this now?
Oh gosh, this is end of March, beginning of
so
April.
all of this
we were
started
there over spring break.
Okay, so all of this started beginning of the year and ended
February.
or like found out like
Yeah, so the very last day, I emailed him and I said, hey, we're hopping on a plane in 2 days to head home. So just in case they try and call or if they want to move on to somebody else, like I'm not going to have my phone. Oh, and my phone broke in Italy too. So I had to
remember that.
That was a nightmare. So that was very stressful, but
I can imagine.
God bless the man that fixed my phone. So the very last day we head to bed early because we're getting on a plane early from, we were flying from Rome to London. So we had to get up very early and they called me at 11 o'clock Rome time. And my phone was on silent. For some reason, I woke up and looked at my phone and I was like, I have a voicemail from LA. I was like, shut up. So I go into the bathroom, I listen to the voicemail, and she's like, hi, this is Tara from Halloween Cookie Challenge. Give me a call back. So I called her back. I am screaming silently in the bathroom because everybody else is asleep.
The worst.
And then I run out of the bathroom and I wake my kids up.
Of course, like any good mom would.
Like, your mom's going to be on the Food Network. I was so excited.
That is
I couldn't,
amazing.
scream because it was 11 o'clock at night in Italy.
Yes.
So yeah, finding out that last day. And then 3 weeks later, I was filming.
That is insane.
Yeah, so we filmed the last week of April.
Okay. So during all the cookie challenge, we won't, I kind of already told everybody how it ended. Sorry.
Oh, I didn't win.
Well, I know, but I literally said you should have won.
But listen, my goal was to not get eliminated first round.
A goal accomplished.
Because there's only 2 rounds in the hour-long show. I did not want to be
I don't
the
even
first
think
baker.
it's an hour long, babe.
Oh, no, it's an hour.
Is it?
It's an hour, yeah. And there's 4 bakers and 2 challenges, and 1 person goes home after the first challenge.
Okay.
So that was my goal. I didn't want to like be the first one out.
Okay.
So I did that. I accomplished that. I didn't get eliminated. And so I'm in the green room, which
is not really green. What were you going to say? What?
I don't even know if I can say this.
Say it. If you can't, we'll erase it.
It's an abandoned IKEA warehouse building.
Shut your mouth.
That we filmed in. It was
between your hikes and your abandoned buildings.
It was the creepiest shit I've ever seen. Like the women's bathroom had the flickering lights and cockroaches, and it was abandoned. And our green room was like chicken wire with black tarp.
I don't get it.
Like I felt bad for the people that that probably flew in from all over the country that were thinking they were getting some Hollywood experience.
Hollywood's not much better.
With some trailer, and that was not the case whatsoever. It was like, can we sit on these couches?
How were you baking?
Oh, they have a full set.
In the abandoned IKEA warehouse?
Mm-hmm. And the set was amazing, but we only got a 5-minute tour of the set.
Why?
Before we had to go do our challenges. So it was like you literally had to soak it all up. The amount of times I had to ask for help while we were filming was ridiculous. Like I'm sure that the people were just
like asking them like, where's this? Where's that?
How do I turn the oven on, guys? How do I turn the stove on? It's like
I really feel like they half-ass things. Like not them personally, but I mean them too. But like, why wouldn't you walk people through this? Does it just take too much? Or you know what? It's probably because people are idiots and they're like, we don't have time to deal with idiots. That's actually probably what it is. I take back what I said.
Right. I think it's also the element of drama. They want you to be running around that kitchen because they asked me in my post interview, hey, Lynette, how many miles did you run today? And I was like, probably a marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably true. Okay. So it makes for good TV. Yeah. Then I get it. Then I'm here for it.
It does because it like the amount of stuff that they cut out of the episode, like I'm probably running back and forth to the pantry, to the airbrush machine, to all of that. So it was just.
But you could ask questions. You could say, hey, where's this?
Yeah.
And they would tell
questions.
you.
Yeah. Because each station has their own camera guy. And God bless my camera guy in the second round. They did not show my full meltdown. Thank the dear Lord.
You were worried about that.
Bless their hearts for not doing that. Literally everything that could go wrong for me in that round. And I went in so confident. When I was sitting in that green room between challenges, like we were having our lunch and I'm like, I can do this. Like this was just, I wanted to make it past the first round. Let's go and have fun now. I could care less about the money because it's a 42% gift tax in the state of California.
Welcome to California.
I don't know how the state is broke because they make all their money off of game shows, I'm sure.
I could tell you how they're broke, but we are on a time limit and we don't need to talk politics. There's a saying. Do you know the saying?
Yes.
Some people hate Trump. Some people hate Biden. Everyone hates Newsom.
Everyone hates Newsom.
Okay. Anyways, so you didn't care about any of that stuff?
I didn't care about. I was just like, I'm going to go and have some fun.
Uh-huh.
Well, I didn't make enough dough. So then I had to make more dough because the size of the Ouija board was more than I was expecting.
Oh.
Then I put it in the oven and it's not baking. And then I see that it's spreading. And so then I moved my spirit board from the oven to the convection oven because then I have to get my planchette into the oven.
But this is your own recipe. So why is it spreading?
It's not. It's a recipe that I'm not very familiar with because you can't do just plain sugar cookies on the show. You have to do flavors.
Okay.
And that's not my forte.
Yep.
So it was a recipe that I wasn't very familiar with. And here it is, it's spreading. And then the planchette starts spreading. And I'm like, thank goodness for Duff in that moment because I was literally standing there between my station and the convection oven going, think, Lynette, think. Like, do I move the spirit board from the oven? Can I move it from the oven to the convection after it's already been in the oven? And so he helped me with that. They didn't show that.
Aww.
And then the planchette, that starts spreading. So my eyeballs were spreading. It was a freaking hot mess. So thank God I got everything. Like even the producer was like, we were shocked that you even got anything on the table.
Well, and they make it look so like, and I don't know if you can tell people this or not, but they make it look like you are rushed right up to the last second. Are you really that rushed? Are you allowed to answer that?
Yes and no.
Okay.
There's things that happen like that they'll say, oh, you can, pretend like you're working on this up until the very last second.
Okay.
And then there's things that there's edited in. But for the most part, it is.
It's down to the wire.
It's down to the wire, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. And like there was even a moment where like I slammed my oven shut because I was so upset with what was going on in the oven. Uh-huh. And my camera guy, his name was Eddie. I loved him to death. He literally like threw the camera up into my face. And I was like, really, you're going to do me dirty like that right now? And then the whole rest of the time he starts singing me songs while I was like stressing out over.
I love Eddie.
Over the challenge. So I like fist bumped him after we wrapped filming and I was like, I could not have made it through that round without you. So I mean, whole production crew was just amazing. But yes, post we do a day of pre-interview questions, which is like 3 hours long.
Right.
Then you have competition day and you do both challenges in one day.
Okay.
So that's a long day. I think I went back to the hotel and cried with a bottle of wine in the shower that night because my biggest fear was humiliating myself on national television.
Which you did not do.
But I did, and they edited it out.
Oh. I didn't see it. I'm just saying.
I was terrified. I was like, and then the post-interview day is 3 to 4 hours of questions behind the camera, and you have to recap the entire day. And yeah.
You had to have been so exhausted too, because all the emotions that go into that.
Yes. And they're definitely trying to like pull different emotions and ask you like penetrating questions and things like that. So it's just
as you're trying to bake and you're like, bro, I just need to get the cookies in the oven. Can you stop?
I was so excited to meet Duff in particular. When they told me that Duff was going to be the new judge this year, it was a full circle moment for me because I started baking because of Duff.
That's crazy.
And all those years ago, it was like, he's what brought me out of getting me into the kitchen, you know? And then the producer goes, so would you say that Duff saved your life? And I was like, we're not going to go that far.
Relax. Relax.
And I was like, I see what you're doing. Because they work on production for The Bachelor and Bachelorette.
Oh, they do?
Yes. So they know how to pull drama.
Hilarious.
Yeah, so I think different scenarios are maybe set up and things like that. The airbrush machines were awful that they gave us to work with. And so you have to make do while you're there. You really do. You have to pivot all the time.
I'm surprised that they don't let you guys bring the stuff that, well, I guess it probably makes for good TV that you don't have stuff that's normally yours that you're used to working with.
And we can request things ahead of time. They send us a list of everything that's in the pantry and in the kitchen. And then we're able to say, okay, well, we need such and such and such. And to like make ourselves feel more confident. Okay,
so that does help.
Yeah.
So now let's chat really briefly about the business side of this, because to me, obviously our businesses are completely different. Our business models, I'm sure, are completely different. But one thing that you said earlier that really stuck out to me was that all the networking that you do. And I think that is so funny because networking, I feel like, is all that I do sometimes.
100%.
Whether it's networking with my friends, my past clients, agents, new agents, I almost said old agents, not old agents, seasoned agents, like whoever it is, you're always trying to better yourself and you're always looking for ideas and stuff. And it's funny because there are some people, now, you not sharing your cookie recipe, totally get it.
Yeah.
But there are some people in real estate, for example, who won't tell you things that they do to enhance their business. And to me, I'm like, dude, you get what you give.
Yeah.
And here's the reality of it. At least in my business, I can tell you everything that I do from A to Z. The issue is not with what I do. It's with what you do with the information that I give you.
Right.
So I can tell you everything that I do, but only 3 or 4% are going to walk away and actually do a couple of those things.
Right.
So to me, it's like people need to stop looking at this so much as a competition and more like, how can we help? Like, every customer is not going to be for me, right? Just like yours. Every customer's not going to be for you, whether it's because you're too busy or you're out of town or you're just not good at the type of cookie that they want. Same thing with me. Like, I'm not ever going to be everybody's cup of tea, but knowing people who work well with others is so huge. So I love that you said that. Networking is big. It seems like in my last couple of podcasts and conversations, having the networking aspect of it has been huge.
Yeah.
But what do you see in your business that you have to do that you didn't realize that you were going to have to do to actually run it like a business? So like, what are things that you weren't expecting to do? And I know that's off the cusp because, by the way, I don't give any of my listeners I don't give any of my visitors, my guests, questions because I don't know what the hell I'm going to ask you, if I'm being honest, until I'm in it.
I was texting you yesterday and it was like,
I'm like, relax, we're just going to have a conversation.
Yeah.
But like, what's something that comes up that you weren't expecting as a business owner?
Well, I think because I wasn't expecting it to blow up like it did, the whole admin side of it, having to do, all the
best answer, girl.
Right? It's just, and social media is a monster.
Yes.
I was not expecting, you just go on there to post some cute pictures and videos. Someone at the very beginning told me how dumb I was to post videos because I was showing people how I was doing it. And I was like, do I think that Joe Schmo is going to be able to accomplish everything that I just put in a video? Like, no, but do I care? Also no. I'm there to just like teaching classes is, I love it.
Do you?
Yes.
Good.
It's so much fun. And it's like, I've had people come and take my classes that are now doing cookies.
Aw.
And I cheer them on. I'm their biggest cheerleader and I'll share their stuff all the time because it's like, I'm so glad that I was able to share my joy and my love and my,
passion.
My son is calling me.
Oh, do you need to take it?
I don't know.
Take it. I think what you were saying about the admin is huge because that's also something in real estate that I had no idea. Like, I write my own contracts because I'm a little OCD. So I always want to make sure that like, it's me who's writing the contracts, me who negotiates everything.
Yes.
But all the behind scenes, like putting things together and stuff like that,
Right.
and making sure that I have what I need and stuff, that all can go off to somebody else.
Yes.
So I think that that's huge.
I actually put a lot of the inventory on Mikey, my husband.
Okay.
So he keeps track of all the boxes that I have, all the shred that I use, especially for packaging the holiday orders. But as far as emails and invoicing and accounting and all that, I do it all. The labels, the stickers. I did just hire somebody. I just got rebranded.
Yay.
So I felt like coming up on almost 5 years now that it was time for a little bit of a glow up. So that's going to be, I'll be launching that at the beginning of the year. I feel like I just need to get through the holidays. But it's like when I'm bombarded with baking and decorating and packaging, I can't sit there and be answering inquiries.
No, you're exactly right.
And I also try and balance, like it is on my website that I do not answer emails over the weekend because that is family time.
Yes.
I'm a one-woman show. So you need to respect people that, that they just need that balance.
I think you have to teach people to respect your time.
Yes.
That is huge. That's something that I did not learn very early on in my career.
Yeah.
And even now I still suffer from it. Not that people don't respect my time. They do now, absolutely, because I've now trained them to respect my time, and what to expect. But that is something that, I still have that need. Oh, you need something right now? Well, let me just do it really quick so I don't forget or whatever.
Exactly. Because it's going to take like 2 minutes, so like might as well get it off your plate.
And that's the thing. And it just boggles you down.
Yeah.
Last question I have for you. What has been the biggest blessing out of being your own boss? Like owning your own company, doing cookies, like out of all of that, what's the best thing about it?
I don't know.
It's a good question, huh?
Yeah, it is. I think just the freedom that comes from it.
Sure.
The flexibility, being able to say no when I want and yes when I want, and, telling somebody I'm booked when I might not be booked.
You know what? You got to do what you got to do. And that's the great thing about being your own boss is you get to choose who you want to work with.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I also think it's as your own boss, you get to further yourself in your education and your training. And like for instance, I'm no longer amateur. Mm-hmm. So I look back when I used to charge $2 per cookie, and it was $2 plus the wrapping plus a ribbon, and I'm like, you are nuts for doing that. But now factor in like, no, I've been on the Food Network now.
You know your worth.
I know my worth. Plus, high inflation and ingredients.
I know.
The cost of butter and eggs alone, and I use really high quality ingredients for my recipe because that's why they taste so good.
Yes.
And meringue powder. Oh my gosh, for the royal icing, I just bought a 5-pound bag and it's over $100
That is insane.
for a bag of meringue powder.
But there's something to be said about that because I was talking to Janelle earlier and I'm like, when I first started in this business, like, now I know my worth. And I was also going to tell you something. It's funny, and we can end on this. I promise I won't go too much longer, people. But, when I ask people what's the number one thing that they love about their job, you know what no one tells me? Not one person has ever said this as their first answer.
What?
The money.
No.
Not one person has said the money.
No.
People ask me why I'm in real estate. It's never because the money's great or this or that. I feel like people who own their own business, we're looking to buy time.
Right.
We're not looking for money. We're looking for more
that can
time.
go as quickly as it comes in.
Amen, sis.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And I think just really quickly,
please.
In all aspects of business, as you grow,
Yes.
you are now paying that person for knowing their shit.
Yes.
Now it's like you are paying me to know how to make that cloud cookie in a matter of minutes rather than a matter of hours.
Yes.
So all the time in the training, and that can be a ratio for any business.
Oh yeah, you compare it to cookies, I compare it to commissions. I mean, it's the same thing. Do you really want somebody handling your biggest asset?
Yes.
And paying them $1,000?
Yes.
I don't know. That doesn't sit well with me. Like even as a normal average day consumer, it doesn't sit well with me. So when people know their worth, I love that.
And that's been my biggest lesson this year is figuring out my worth. I've upped my prices now. It's just,
that's okay. And if somebody wants
respecting myself and my own boundaries has helped other people do the same.
And it will. And we need to continue to encourage one another to do that. So thank you for being a badass bitch boss.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. You're
did
amazing.
My hair for you today.
I love you.
I know, it was shower washing.
I did it. I put on a hat today. I'm like, we're going cash.
Once a week or with hair washing. So you got me on a good day. I did it for you.
I can't even go that long. My hair looks better after a couple days, but not
I need to buy stock and dry shampoo because I'm dry shampoo girly.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's not an ad. We're just saying we should consider it ourselves. I love you, Smoochie.
You too, Lilo.